come on. That's sent. So, first long form content video. Kind of stoked. We got the Abarth 500. Luca's holding my phone now, but this is his. And we're going to take it out for a spin, do a few pulls. But yeah, I'm excited. It's a lovely car. We've already been out in it a bit, and it sends. It absolutely rips. And the noise it makes, you can't really hear it on the camera, but it is just crazy.
Yeah, the best bit is, especially at night when they can't see any of the badges, overtaking somebody in their BMW, and they just see a Fiat 500 go flying past.
It is, yeah.
It's a highlight.
But I mean, just look at it. I mean, the shape of it. It doesn't look like, you know, Fiat-y. You've got the overall shape, but it doesn't look like one of those dreary grandma cars. You've got that sort of lowered stance, you've got the sort of widened back, you've got the little scorpion here that's going to absolutely send shivers down M5's arsehole. It just has a stance of a race car, but with the practicality of a normal car. It is, honestly, it's probably one of my favourite value for money cars. I mean, just look at that.
Right, so hello, I'm Luca. This is Fiat 500 Abarth. 135 T-Jet. It's a nice little car. Gets you from point A to point B quite quickly. Although you got to watch out
For the potholes.
For the potholes, because those are going to give you serious spinal damage. And the torque steer, which tries to send you into a hedge. But other than that, it's a great car.
Classic Fiat engineering right there.
Yeah.
And we are off. So how much are you pushing?
It was standard 135. It came two variants. This car, you had the base model 135, and then the SS, which came with some nicer wheels.
Okay.
172 from factory.
What are you sort of paying roughly for insurance?
So he's the main policy holder. My mum's also insured on it.
Okay.
And my sister also used it. She's now at uni, so she doesn't use it anymore.
Right.
But
So are you the main driver on it?
No. I'm paying to add me on. It was 800 quid.
Got it.
Which isn't too bad.
It's not that bad actually. I mean, I've been looking around. The insurance policies are crazy. Like, I was quoted on a Volvo. I was quoted like $8,000.
A Volvo.
Yeah.
Is that C30?
Yeah, I think it was a V40. So yeah, relatively large engine, but I mean, I was also looking around. I found a modified Citroen Saxo. It doesn't run, but
how's that going? Have you started lessons yet?
Yeah. So I mean, I think I've done about 30 hours.
30.
Yeah.
Well, I did I had quite a few, to be fair. I did about 40 hours.
Yeah.
And then I passed second time. So
yeah.
I got unlucky on the first one. It was some technicality, but I didn't check my mirror on a mini roundabout and they failed me for it.
Really?
It was kind of crazy, which is not a fail any day of the week.
Hope in January if I can get like a cancellation.
Yeah, I ended up just paying. There's Test Ultimate's website.
Okay. No affiliation.
Yeah, no affiliation, not sponsored. I've used them twice because I was desperate. They got me them instantly, so
okay, nice.
I would recommend it.
I'll have a look at that.
Yeah, you do need to get yourself something mildly interesting. You can't be a car enthusiast and then
God no, yeah.
Something.
I'm not on an balls.
It spins wheels as well. You can't get traction.
That's actually sick. Yeah, like obviously I was looking at the Saxo.
VTR.
Yeah. So it's a 1.6. It pushes about, I think it's 100 brake.
Those are really light though, so it's literally.
Yeah, it's got a Miltech exhaust. It's got.
Oh, it's fully spec'd out.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it run? Do you know? Or just.
Yeah, so it needs a new starter motor and a new battery, an oil change, and an MOT. And I'm not sure if there's actually I don't know if it's got a sawn or not.
Yeah, well.
Because on the picture there's no license plate.
I mean, on those things themselves don't sound too hard. It's just the MOT, whether it's really rotten through, that you need to worry about.
Yeah.
The actual just thing, a starter motor, isn't too bad. But
And the price of it is actually bloody good.
How much is it on?
So it's £3 south of $3,000. So it's not that bad actually.
As long as it's, because those go quite rotten quite quickly. So
I mean, insurance 2.5k.
that's really decent actually.
it looks sick. It's got a body kit, it's got
It's a
new
bit
rim
different as
suspension.
well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got quoted the exact same on a 1984 Volvo with pop-up headlights.
Oh, the 480?
I think that was it, yeah, it looks sick. And then there was
Those also rust all the way through. They would be cool.
I also got quoted the same on I know it's a bit of a hairdresser's car, but an Alfa Romeo Spider. You know, not
Spider, like
yeah.
70s one, a Series 3 or something.
Oh no, it's a 94, I think it was, 99 or something.
Oh, okay, Series 5. Yeah, no, those are reasonably cheap, but that's very cheap for the insurance. So
Yeah.
it would be more.
Just with parents as named drivers, I was looking at an Abarth as well, but that was, 8K.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, come on. Sounds amazing. You can hear it through the car.
Yeah. The actual noise it makes when you're outside the car is so much nicer. It's a bit drony when you're in here, but...
Yeah, for interest, I mean, I don't have 30k knocking around, but I was looking at a Chevrolet Camaro. It was I think it was a 67?
1967.
Yeah. They were selling for about 27 grand, and I looked on the insurance. They were asking about 7.5k for it, which is crazy considering it's a V8.
I also, funnily enough, was looking at a Camaro because there's one, basically next to where I live, there's like a house that's been split into apartment blocks.
Yeah.
And they've got a parking lot in there, and in there is like a Gen 4, so the catfish Camaros, the ones that look kind of like a squid.
Yeah.
It's a V6 as well, so it's not top spec, but it is the slightly better engine. But it's just something cool and different. And I mean, you can buy them for about 2-3 grand. They're just worth nothing, even the ones in good condition. And this one's been kept, like, really well. But when I was driving to come pick you up, there's a MGB stranded on the side. Like, you know the hill where you there's a...
Mate, I was actually looking at an MGB for a first kind.
Yeah, that would be good.
They do break down.
They do break. That's also the thing. It's nice spending a small amount of money on something cool like that Alfa Romeo or anything else that would be that price range. She doesn't like bumps, but they are just going to break down.
Yeah. I was also looking at a Spitfire, 1974. So Jesus, that is fast.
Mark 3, Mark 4.
Yeah, it was, so 74. So obviously no road tax.
Yeah, no MOT either.
400 quid saved.
Yeah, get in there. Alright.
That does look lovely. But yeah. Oh yeah. That's one of the 2 RX-8s that are local in Aylesbury.
Is the other one the one that's always parked outside my school?
I think so. Yeah.
It's not long ago.
I don't know if they're going to be able to hear it through the microphones.
My dad's first car was a midget, so I was trying to take after him, and I was looking at MG midgets as well. Oh, okay.
Have a death wish.
He's off to Ukraine with that bag. Oh, let's go see what's down there. Oh, it's a dead end.
One thing I will say about this phone, the iPhone 13, it goes out of focus all of the time.
Yeah, you need to get yourself a proper camera.
I do. I spent 350 quid on this phone. All it does is just unfocus.
Are you kidding me? You can't go out that way.
Like, the only way to refocus this is to have to stop recording, change it to photos, and then change it back to video.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't just tap?
No, if you tap, it just stays blurred.
Just gonna have to turn around, checking out the housing estate. Any spots? Okay, we've just pulled into someone's drive.
Perfect place to do a burnout.
Yeah.
I've never seen those colours before.
I know a sick place. Actually, let me set it into the sat nav. It's basically, it's here in stone, and it's literally some Egyptian monument that the Lord of the house here had.
Really?
built. It's got like a natural spring in it that you can drink out of.
That's kind of sick.
Is it a fish lens you've got on there?
It is not. It is the polarizer.
Polarizer.
I should probably get a fish out. That'd actually be quite nice.
Yeah, for filming when they're maybe not inside the car, but for anything else.
Yeah. Trying to get a VHS camcorder.
Oh, that would be sick.
Yeah, like the edits I might make on that.
That would be a lot of time trying to spend editing it, like uploading it into digital format. But I think that would pay off.
It'd be worth it.
If you don't want to do VHS, a trick from the days where I used to skate, camcorders that record onto DVD format.
Oh yeah.
Are really cool.
Okay.
So if you can try find one of those,
That'd be
and they're
sick.
a lot cheaper as well because it's.
Yeah, I mean at the moment I'm looking at I think it's the Sony Hi8 425e. But it looks pretty good, and the quality of the film that you get is good. The problem is just going to be digitizing it.
Gotcha, yeah. You do something to do after recording it, I guess.
Yeah,
Put the effort
exactly.
in trying to actually get it to work.
Alright, Hartwell Spring.
Yeah, Hartwell Spring. I do remember there is a lot of blind bends and a blind hill. Yeah.
Some nice walls.
It's really lovely walls. Lovely to write myself off into.
Alright, traction control is on.
Off.
We're in sport.
We're going off.
Oh, we're going off. Okay,
Yeah.
get all that wheel spin. Oh, come on. That sends. Oh my god.
Come on, I felt bad. I had to stop. This is sketchy. Whoa!
Bloody hell. Those bends really weren't a great idea on this suspension. What do we think? Next mod is 32-inch suspension travel.
Yeah, got some good rich tyres on there.
All set up for Monster Jam.
Stop running people over. Yeah, this is it here.
Perfect.
Got the fog lights on this, looks sick.
Right, bet. Let's go. We've pulled up at the Hartwell Springs.
On the worst road known to mankind.
Yeah, you've definitely caused major damage to your suspension.
Yeah, that's going to be irreversible. The wheels are going to be...
What I will say is the car, it is fast, but yeah, there were points where I thought it were going to go straight into a hedge.
All the plastic's going to come out the interior because it's rock solid. But
yeah, I mean, other than that, it's brilliant.
If it's a nice bit of tarmac designed for aircraft to take off on, then I think she does all right. But yeah,
but if it's not prime tarmac, then it's going to be absolute hell.
It's cold. Look at the condensation coming out.
My
Really
suit
clean
already.
water, if you want to get,
Yeah.
help yourself to a drink, you can. I'm not sure if you would. I have actually drunk from this before.
And did you get hepatitis or anything?
No, I stayed clear of cholera. I think I was okay.
Perfect. Keeps going out of focus, but
We're making do before the actual camera comes.
Exactly.
Right, if you want to stand here, I'll drive it down there, turn it around, and you can get a shot of me going up.
Perfect.
So, yeah?
All right. He's gonna go down this road. Yeah. So there he is. There we go.
If I go around and turn around that way and come back down.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. That just sounds wild. Hartwell Springs, a lovely car. That just sounds nuts. So, I mean, the microphone didn't really pick it up, but it just sounds wild. I mean, it is just crazy. I mean, it's nothing to do with the car, but I was standing right there. So I had the car, I had the springs here. It was a good viewing point. However, I think you can kind of see all of that mud.
Yeah. Feet are soaked.
So I've tried to get it off, but yeah, that is completely f***ed. I'm going to have to clean that all up.
There's a spring there if you want to go wash your feet out.
Full pass. I think I'll...
Trench foot from
Yeah.
Up to you really. I'd quite like to get off this road before my suspension collapses. We can take it out, just go back for a spin on the city roads and then call it a day there.
Perfect. Sounds good. But obviously, the detailing on the interior, I think we talked about this briefly, but it is really nice.
It's proper Italian style and design. Just the build quality, unfortunately, is Fiat as well. So all the handles and bits go wrong. The electronics all go wrong. Which actually, I was speaking to the garage that worked with this car, and they were saying that people always give Italian electrics a bad reputation when actually all the electrics in cars like these are all Bosch. They're all German made, and those are the only bits that go wrong. So
then we should
take that as you will. But
the Germans might have something to answer for there.
yeah, I mean, he himself said he has a Porsche and a BMW, and he was still working at an Italian car garage, and so I mean, he's about as valuable as useful of a source as you can get.
All right, so yeah, what I was gonna say, I mean, the positioning of the gear stick right there.
Yeah,
I mean,
you get
that
a full
is quite
truck
nice.
driver experience with it.
Yeah,
Nice and high.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's quite a nice position. It's not like it's
your hand does
unusual.
rest on it. It is unusual. I quite like it. The worst bit about this car though is the seating position, because it's a 500 and it's quite short. You're sat up quite high. You're on the car rather than in it. You get used to it. You can adjust the seat depth a bit, so you get that illusion of being a little bit further down. It was originally spec'd with fabric seats, so the door cards and everything are all that same scratchy kind of cloth. There's so much, like the community around these cars is massive. There's
You see a lot of them, yeah.
You see a lot of them, and the aftermarket support is crazy. Like, you can literally buy anything that you want it to do.
Yeah, it's one of those cars where there's so many people who own them, so many enthusiasts who get these as like an affordable car to run.
A lot of the time they are modified.
Yeah.
And it's just people trying to be a bit more individual with theirs. If there is anything that I will do, it would be either get a set of new wheels with winter tyres on them, just cheap ones that I can get.
Yeah.
Probably just some stock alloys with winter tyres on, because these come fitted with P0s, which really don't offer much grip, especially when they're cold.
I wouldn't think so.
And maybe some spacers as well, because then they fit the arches a bit better. And because it's such a short wheelbase, they're a little bit skittish.
Yeah.
You could do with a bit more stability of having a slightly wider wheelbase. So yeah, that's certainly something that you can do. If you've got a bog standard one like this, I mean, they've released loads of different editions, and sadly they will cost more because they're collector's pieces. But I mean, you've got the likes of the Tributo Ferrari, the Maserati. My favourite being the Rivale, which is a collaboration with Riva, an Italian boat manufacturer.
Yeah.
They made the Aquarama, which had the twin Lamborghini V12s in it, and it's all teak racing boat. But that came with a mahogany dashboard that looks amazing, and a grey and sailing blue two-tone exterior.
I think
those command incredible prices.
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, expensive materials, and it's just like the tasteful interiors often do get those steeper prices. I mean, with the new Aime Leon d'Or Porsche, I can't remember which generation it was at the moment, but it was the one that's roughly 30 years old, and British Racing Green with the golden sort of tan interior. It is one of those timeless specifications that I think everybody loves. Yeah, there's the MGB GT. Still there. Broken down. Surprise, surprise.
You shouldn't laugh, because then it happens to you. That's what my dad. From a car enthusiast family then, or is it just you who's...
Yeah, so I'm not really from a petrolhead family. My dad was a motorbike enthusiast. He hasn't owned one for quite a while.
He's not been riding?
No, he sold his bike when I was born, so I feel partly to blame for that.
Oh no.
He owned a custom 2003 Harley Davidson Street Bob.
Oh nice. Your big old bike.
Yeah, I think it's about 1400cc. Also, a lovely plate on that thing, 49ER. It's going to cost a pretty penny.
He's an American football fan.
Before I had my little distraction, apparently a lovely bike. It was fully blacked out, little chrome accents. I think it had about 6-inch risers for the handlebars.
Proper chopper stuff.
Yeah, cutback exhaust, so no cat, no mufflers. It was just loud.
Bad boy.
Yeah, it would use to set off car alarms, shake the road. You could hear it from proper sort of geezer activities. Obviously, I do want to do it at some point in my life, because I love the sort of bobbers, the Triumphs, your Harley Davidsons, your Indians. I'm also quite a fan of Ducatis.
Italian style, you can't beat it.
Exactly. Sound bloody amazing.
No, my dad's... I've done my motorcycle CBT. I always intended on riding, but my parents have been very much anti-motorbike for good reasons, to be fair, but no, my dad's always been a massive petrol head. He's got his BMW Z4, he's got the 35 IS, which he bought recently. I think he's thinking of selling that one.
Any reason?
Wants to get another classic.
Okay. Yeah, he's very much into his classic cars.
He is, yeah, he's a classic car man. He's got his Lancia, or Lancia, should I say, Flaminia GT, which he bought as a complete wreck, and it was completely rusted through, parts missing, the usual barn find story. I mean, it was literally out of a barn. Restored that, he's had it for 16 years now.
Okay.
So that's his pride and joy, that's his baby. I don't think he'll ever sell that. He did until recently have a little French race car, the Matra.
I remember seeing that online,
Yeah.
Beautiful little car.
Yeah, but sadly just wouldn't stop throwing problems at him, and he kind of just gave up. It had gone to the point where every mechanical thing on that car had been either replaced or fixed.
Anything that could have gone wrong did.
Yeah, and it just still decided that it didn't want to play ball. So
fair enough, yeah.
He wasn't too sad to see the back of that. But he's always been in love with the Jaguar C-Type and D-Type, and
they are beautiful cars,
he's just been doing everything he can to figure out how he can own one.
Yeah.
probably going down the kit route, seeing the prices that they demand now. But still, I think those would be
extortionate prices. My mum is the closest thing in my family to a petrol head. I mean,
really?
Yeah.
Does she send you photos when she sees something cool?
Yeah, all the time. Classic mum activities. But I mean, she can appreciate a good car. She loves the look of them. But that is pretty much the extent of her knowledge. My sister absolutely hates my obsession with cars. Anything, like, literally, whenever I mention it, she just shuts down.
Yeah, my sister's like that. They couldn't care less.
Yeah, I think it's a sister thing.
Yeah, most certainly.
Yeah, it's quite fun in the fact that it's my thing. It's quite frustrating when obviously they don't really understand, how petrol heads think and what, like how it's like, it's almost like purgatory to drive a dreary car.
Yeah.
All right, so we are moseying around. We're marrying our. Is it? No, fuck that up. We are mending our merry way home.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I forgot there was a school up here.
I'm trying not to put my camera forward because we are going past a school, and if I turn my camera around, that would have raised some questions we shouldn't really be asking.
Yeah, let's not go drive-by filming the school. It should just be don't park on the side of the street.
Exactly.
Right, no, that's enough.
Oh.
5 million more of them.
Yeah, you can kind of see the stream there.
Oh,
we are
thank God,
never getting through.
We are going to.
Oh, we're going to get through. I spoke
We're
too
going
soon.
to push our way through.
Alright. Family cars won't be able to say no to that.
Yeah, I mean, in a game of chicken, being 17, you normally win.
You have a black box or like one of those telemetry apps?
No, my dad didn't want to get one. He occasionally takes his car out every now and again, just because he doesn't have to reshuffle the driveway to get his cars out of the garage.
Yeah.
And because he obviously enjoys driving a manual more than the family Volvo.
What I'm quoted so low on some cars. I say low, £2,500 isn't that low, but for a new driver, it's not that bad.
That's fairly reasonable.
But that's all with like the telemetry apps, the black boxes, which is, yay, I got the car, but I can't drive like an absolute face.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the point of being a petrol head, I think.
It's not what, I mean, you are just ruining the car, you might as well just got something more shit, so.
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell, those might
Those need to get changed. Yeah, quality product, these. They just smear the water, they just make it worse. When they get wet, it's fine, because then they're kind of lubricated and they don't make such a bad noise, but it's when it's just like little drops like this.
I might as well ask some of your dream cars.
Oh, let's go for it.
Whilst we're here.
Alright. Are we doing like a certain amount, or are we just going for number one? I think that's too hard of a question, to be honest.
Yeah. I find that question very hard to answer.
Should we do a certain amount of car garage?
Yeah, okay. Let's say 5 car garage. I can't, that is so loud to talk
hard,
over.
Yeah.
I'd say 5 car garage.
Yeah.
Any price, any value.
Money, no object.
Money is no object. Import laws, no object. What are you getting?
Alright, okay. Alright, first up, it's always been my dream car. Is the Pantera GTS.
Oh yeah, Panteras is high up on my list.
Yeah, in the GTS racing spec, I just think they look cool. It's Italian styling with an American V8, which I think is just the best combo that you can get.
Yeah, definitely. It's the sort of best of both worlds. It's just one of the most beautiful cars of that, of that era, and even to this day, one of the most beautiful cars. Someone has been summoned. Someone is bleeding out on the road as we speak, so let's give them way. We've got Pantera GTS.
Okay.
So, next car.
I think my dad would probably kill me if I didn't have a 250 in there some sort.
Of course. I mean, everyone's got to love a 250.
I'm gonna go for...
Which variant of the 250?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a short wheelbase.
Good choice.
GT short wheelbase, I think, is a classic. I'll probably need something with some more seats in it for the family. Third car.
Yep.
For the family, I'll take an M5 Touring with a V10 in it.
They don't look like obnoxious, but they sound like an absolute
really
bastard
nice.
on a bad morning. But the first time I heard that V10, I just fell in love.
I mean, there's no better car to go through a bridge with.
The V10 is probably one of my I I say favourite engine combination. My favourite's got to be the V8, then V12, then V10. I'm a fan of the Bugatti W16, although it does sound a bit like the morning after a really bad like Indian.
Yeah, I think Italian V12.
You just can't beat them. Right, so we've got your first 3 cars.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna need a rally car for the winter to get me around.
Oh, of course.
So I'm gonna take a Lancia Stratos.
The best rally cars ever made.
The best. The Queen.
I think, yeah, the best looking. I would argue potentially the best sounding. I know all of those Audi fanboys are going to come at me. Yes, I do love the sound of the Audi Quattro S1 E2. It sounds absolutely amazing, but
Can't beat the V6.
you cannot beat it. Am I right in saying that was it a Ferrari V6?
It's a Dino V6
Yeah.
out of the 246 Dino.
Fifth and final car.
I need my actual track car. Right, my GTS is just for Sunday cruising. My 250 is for going on a fancy dinner.
Yep.
My M5 is the daily. The Stratos is my winter car. Actual track car for when I go to Le Mans. And,
Of course.
And put some laps around the circuit.
As you do.
I'm going for an Alpine.
Yep.
A210, long body. Those 1966 Le Mans race.
They do look beautiful.
1967. Big Le Mans racer with the big flared wings at the back that just look incredible.
Right, I think I'm going to do my top 5 garage. Alright, so should we stick with the same categories?
I kind of just made those just to justify each one. So if you want to stray from that, then you can.
So any 5 cars. I'd have to say probably a Pagani Huayra Imola Roadster.
Yeah, daily driver, right?
Yeah. That's going to be my showing off car. So the chances of me owning one, probably very slim, but dream car.
Yeah, exactly. You got to keep the dreams alive.
Yeah. And a lot of people will know that I'm a huge muscle car enthusiast. So
Oh, absolutely.
67 GT500, absolute classic.
Yeah.
With the Gone in 60 Seconds LMO sort of modification.
You have to do it.
It is just, I think it's one of the best looking movie cars. I'm more of a fan of the classic Chargers, like the sort of 67, 69. Yeah, I mean, Luca knows this, but the Dukes of Hazzard is my favourite series, which is a bit bizarre considering it's from 1979.
No matter what car you get, you should just get the Duke horn fitted.
Yeah, I mean, that is what I'm going to do. The first episode of Dukes of Hazzard I ever watched, I was like, I'm buying that. No matter what car I have, I'm buying it. And get like a tiny little car, like maybe a smart car, fit it with a big off foghorn.
Yeah.
Go, "Bwah."
You can. Well, apparently it is a Confederate song that they
It
play,
is, yeah,
so,
Dixieland.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to be careful with who you play it around. Yeah, I cannot pick like what.
It's too hard.
It is, because I'm also quite a fan of the Pontiac GTOs and Firebirds.
Oh yeah. Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, you gotta love it. So I'm gonna say 69 Charger. Let's think, daily driver. What? I know a lot of people are going to be like, you know, they're going to question my good judgment, but I will have to go, like, for daily driver, I've got to go for a Ferrari. Fuck that up completely. I've got to go for a Ferrari Puro Sangue.
Yeah, okay, no, I can see that. I quite like the look of them.
I think overall, they are good looking cars, and I don't know what people have against them.
You get a V12.
Exactly, front mounted V12, and you can't go wrong with that. I mean, obviously, I think they're a bit muted in terms of sound, so obviously it would have to be with an exhaust system.
Yeah, just cut them off, alright.
Yeah.
So put a couple nails in the back box.
And yeah, Bob's your uncle. So that is
That's the family car sorted.
Yeah. This is quite hard because I've always loved, you know, a good off off-roader.
Who doesn't?
Exactly.
Gotta get yourself something in the penis compensated.
I do love a Dodge Durango.
Okay.
Or a Jeep Trackhawk SRT.
Yeah,
Lovely.
that's special.
Growing up in the 2000s, there was sort of like a, wow. Okay, so someone tried to basically kill themselves in front of us. Didn't expect that one. As I was saying, growing up in the 2000s, you know, you saw Crown Victorias everywhere. I mean, I have Hot Wheels of them.
Yeah,
you see them on the
all
TV.
movies.
Yeah, they're, you know, iconic police cars, iconic taxis in New York. Not a lot of people know this, but with Koenigsegg, they are all based on V8s. And I think we should turn back there.
Oh shit, my bad.
No worries, I think we can turn in the station. Yeah, so Christian von Koenigsegg, when he was first starting the company, he went to Ferrari. His dream was using a Ferrari engine as his basis for a car. And Ferrari considered this as too much of a risk, so they turned him away. Very, very much like Ferrari would.
Yeah, that's the story.
But
that's how the greatest car makers grow.
Yeah. Christian von Koenigsegg wasn't going to quit there, so he tried and failed, and then he came into contact with Ford, and he asked them, could we use the V8 from your Ford Crown Victoria? So Ford lent it to them, and that was the birth of Koenigsegg.
Oh, amazing.
So
the Crown Vic V8 inside.
Crown Vic V8 was the first ever engine used by Koenigsegg, which I think is pretty cool.
That's pretty amazing.
But and yeah, you know, breaking world records. I mean, to this day, with an engine derived from a Ford Crown Victoria.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure there's much Crown Victoria left in it. But...
Yeah, emphasis on derived.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to extend it to a 6-car garage so we can both have a Crown Vic.
Yeah, I think the laws of nature allow for that one. I believe it's in the terms and conditions.
I think it is, yeah. Some say it's actually the bottom of the Magna Carta, or not many people know this, but it's actually in the subscript of the Holy Bible.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, when they were listing all the names, they just slipped in all of these people had a Crown Victoria.
Yeah, Jesus was actually talking to his disciples, and he was like, "Ye shall not drive a dreary car. Ye shall drive a Crown Victoria."
Splendid.
Scripture right there.
It's the Lord.
And if God's watching this, sponsor me.
Buy me a Crown Vic. God's watching this. Spawn me in a Crown Vic.
We're following your rules, so yeah, two Crown Vics.
2 Crown Vics.
2 Crown Vics for 2 people who are very good Christians.
Yeah. Apparently, because the Crown Vics have all been used and abused, they come with a heap of problems because they were all ex-police cars or silly mileage.
Yeah.
The cheaper way to do it is buy a Lincoln Town Car. Same chassis, but because they're so ugly, people bought less of them, and therefore they've done less miles.
I believe they were known as like the poor man's ones.
I wouldn't even go that far to say that.
Just turning around now.
There we go.
So yeah, this phone is absolutely melting. Oh, I'm never gonna get tired of that. So
It's fun.
Whee. So yeah, the suspension is very stiff.
Very stiff, very bouncy, very crashy. It's not the most pleasant to drive on a road like this, but when it comes to going around a roundabout with speed, then
It's just a bit, yeah.
then it is good. It corners really nice and flat.
Yeah, and it does sound great. It's a summary.
I mean, that's why people buy them. You really live in the middle of nowhere. Oh, that was the wrong gear. Oh, we stalled. Which doesn't like hills.
Again, classic Italian. So I think I'm gonna wrap up the video here, just so people can't really see. I mean, to be fair, nobody's going to ever guess where I live, but I'm gonna stop it there. Thank you again to Luca for being an absolute lad and letting me have a spin in this. I apologise to my phone. This is going to absolutely fuck my storage up. It's just down there.
Nice.
Lovely Kia crunching there. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you to everybody who actually watches this and stays until the end. But yeah, that's the end of the video, and I will hopefully be back very soon. I think I'm gonna try and upload it this weekend. Tomorrow might be able to get a ride in a Pagani. So yeah,
A bit nicer than an Abarth.
well, we'll have to experience both first.
Yeah, exactly.
I can never quit on this.
On the little puppy.
But yeah, I think we're gonna end it there, and yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully I actually make another one.